William, it's a sign of the times.
Because the holidays are here?
No, it's garden time. Welcome to Garden Time. We're kicking off the holiday season at Garden Gallery Ironworks in Hubbard, where they're having their holiday open house. Later in the show, we'll be talking with Don Sprague about all the events going on today.
We're also going to be showing you on the show today a project which takes day-old flowers and puts them to great use.
But coming up first, winter interest conifers.
So I'm standing beside our good friend Rick Naylor, and I'm here at French Prairie Perennials. And Rick, this is always an exciting time of year because going into winter, a lot of times we think things are fading and they're not brilliant anymore, but you have picked out some really wonderful conifers with some really nice color.
Right. Well, I mean, people tend to focus on the spring and summer when they're talking about their gardens, and they lose sight of the fact that the most important time of the year we need color is now, because everything's either gray or green.
It's
I mean,
so
that's
true.
Basically it.
Yeah, and when you look out your window, you would like to see that pop of color.
Absolutely.
So you picked out some of your favorite conifers. Tell us about what they are and why you like them so much.
Well, the first one I'm going to talk about here is AB's Coriana Icebreaker.
Nice.
And you can see it has very bright silvery kind of foliage with the green underneath, and it gives you that bright color this time of year. It's a really excellent plant in the nursery, in the garden.
Well, of course.
Actually in the nursery
the
also,
nursery
but
and
in
the
garden. If you can put a light on it at night, because it really glows because of that bright silver foliage.
And is it just because it's young, or does it stay smaller? What size would it get?
It's an extremely slow growing conifer. It only grows between 1/2 and 1 inch a year.
Wow, wow.
So it's not going to get really big.
Nice.
And it's going to stay fairly low.
And I love the structure. It's very architectural. I mean, the shape of it's very cool too.
Right, it is. It actually have more of a mounded kind of look to it when it gets fully grown, but
Nice.
that takes quite a bit of time.
And what else you have for us?
Well, the next one I want to show you is a really rare plant. This is Cupressus glabra aria,
Wow.
which has the blue-green old foliage and then brighter gold growth, which comes on in the fall and kind of stays pretty much through the winter.
Really?
And it gives you that bright color. It's going to get fairly large. It's going to get into that 15 to 20 foot range, but you can't beat it for the color this time of year.
Yeah, I would imagine that at like dusk it would almost just glow with that light color.
Absolutely. It's a great focal point in the landscape. We use these a lot now in visual scaping in an area where we need something that's a real bright focal point.
And then is it a full sun plant still?
It is.
Nice.
It'll
Beautiful.
tolerate some shade, but
Yeah.
it needs at least a half a day of sun.
And the one next to it, to me, it already caught my eye.
This is another Cupressus glabra. This is called Raywood's Weeping, and very, very narrow growth habit. You know, it's not going to get any wider than about 3 or 4 feet.
Really?
And can get up to, if you stake it, it can get up to 15, 20 feet tall. But if you don't stake it, it's going to kind of have that weeping.
Because its
form.
nature is to be a pendulous form.
Absolutely.
So you can train it up if you want to do that.
Absolutely, but extremely narrow.
Yeah, really nice.
And then we've got this is another dwarf tree called Golconda, which is a Leland cypress, but it's a very slow growing form of a Leland cypress.
Really?
This is actually a plant that we've used in visual scaping a couple of times where we've planted them, because you can prune this into a hedge.
Oh, okay.
It's very prunable. It grows about half as fast as a typical Leland cypress does, but always has this bright gold growth to it. And it's another plant that is extremely bright in the landscape.
And you know, sometimes I don't think we think of conifers so much as hedge plants, but when you get it right, I can see that as being a stunning hedge. That would absolutely be beautiful.
Oh, absolutely, because when it starts to grow out, you'll get kind of a checkerboard look to it, with the bright yellow new foliage and then the darker green old foliage. So it is a beautiful hedge.
Wonderful.
And another one I want to talk about here is, this is a dwarf blue spruce called St. Mary's Broom. And the thing I like about this is the new growth that flushes out in the spring is kind of a creamy yellow.
Really?
Yeah. Again, a very slow growing conifer. It's only going to grow in that 2 to 3 inch range. It's only going to get 2 feet by 3 feet wide or so. So it stays small, but it always has this bright blue color.
Well, one of the things I really enjoy about your nursery is there's so many conifers that a lot of us never get to see, and a lot of them are smaller growing, which is great for patios, for containers, for smaller yards. And you have a great selection of those.
And a lot of them, you know, the great thing about conifers is a lot of them will change color with the season.
Yeah.
Now, for example, this is Pinus contorta Chief Joseph, which
Nice.
is another extremely slow-growing conifer, 2 to 3 inches a year. In the summertime, it's green. It's already starting to get its winter color, which is going to be this bright, bright, bright gold like this, and it's even more intense than this once we get some colder temperatures.
Nice. And again, it's just not going to get huge like a lot of conifers used to do in our gardens.
Well, because it grows so slow,
Yeah.
and with candling, you can actually keep it and cut the growth rate down even more. So you can actually keep this pretty small for quite a long period of time.
Well, you know, every time we come out to French Prairie Perennials, we have a wonderful time. We get all kinds of great plants to look at and ideas. You can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. You can also get information on their visual scaping, which is a great idea if you want some help in your yard with landscaping. Thank you so much, Rick. It's always fun being out here, my friend.
Sure. Hey, don't eat the plants. Stop.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
The holidays have arrived at Garden Gallery Ironworks. Stop by our store in Hubbard and see the season in a whole new light. We have a wide selection of new and unusual gift ideas. From stocking stuffers and hostess gifts to large decor pieces, we have thousands of items to choose from. And don't forget the outdoors. We have gifts for the gardeners too. We also have a large selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items for you to take home. Give the gift they'll thank you for from Garden Gallery Ironworks.
Well, it's Tips of the Month with Jan McNeilin. And Jan, it's kind of drizzly this morning, but there's always something to do in the garden this month.
There's still a lot to do for me anyway.
I think
haven't done
everyone.
it yet. There's some things you can do, and then, you know, the garden is forgiving too. You can wait till spring and see what lived and what didn't.
That's true. But I see some fuchsia baskets, so maybe try to save them over?
Well, you can. If you have a place to put them, they'll go dormant, and you can just prune them back. And sometimes I take them into the basement and just hang them on a pipe in the laundry room by a window well, and they get a little bit of light, and I water them about once a month. I could also leave them, depending on the kind of winter we have, in the greenhouse, which is unheated, or I could put them on the south side of the garage, which is the warmest exposure in the winter,
sure.
and mulch heavily with leaves and fir boughs and whatever, and maybe they'll make it. Maybe they won't.
It's worth a try, right?
Yeah. So I just prune them back, and then I'll decide, depending on space, where I'll put them.
And I noticed in the front of my house, I have mushrooms growing, and so should I be concerned, or can I leave them?
Well, yes, you can leave them, or if you're concerned about them, you can knock them down. Folks are usually concerned about pets or kids or whatever. It's just the flowering part of a fungus that's breaking down organic matter, which actually means you have organic soil. So it's a good thing to see them, but you can knock them down if you're worried about it.
Okay. And then what about if we have like artichokes or still some vegetables as like ground root vegetables? Root vegetables,
Sure.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, artichokes are one that you can cut back. It's not a root vegetable, but you can cut back and mulch it.
Okay.
And you can mulch tender plants right now. With beets and carrots, you can cut the leafy part off the top and mulch them, and just use them as you need them throughout the winter.
Okay.
Instead of harvesting them all at one time and then trying to figure out how to keep them.
What to do with them, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I know that some people are concerned about the leaves on or the needles on the interior of conifers. Is that something to be concerned about?
If it's on the interior, it's a normal browning process. That foliage has been shaded out in the center. If you've got browning clear to the tips, then there may be something else wrong. Drought, maybe this year, whatever.
Right.
But normal browning is on the interior of pines and firs and western red cedar. Especially western red cedar, you'll see what's called flagging, and you'll see a whole sort of spray brown. And it'll come out in the winter, and you won't even see it in the spring. So it's not really something to worry about.
Oh, good. And then lawn seed. Should we be seeding our lawns this time of year?
It's too late. Your seed needs a little bit of warmth, and so I would wait until spring now, until about the middle of April in the Willamette Valley.
Okay, and any other kind of general cleanup tips?
Just get the leaves raked. I'm the person that rakes the leaves into the flower beds for mulching, and then
good idea.
Back off in the spring and compost. And those leaves are gold. You can put them out for yard debris, but there's a lot of ways to use leaves on your own property for mulching and for just adding organic matter and mulch to the soil.
And should we take them off the lawn for the winter time? Is it better to do that?
If you get them pretty thick, then you might want to rake them off and so that it doesn't smother the moss.
That's true, and that's another story.
Yeah.
Well, you know, this is our last month with you, but we'll come again and talk to Jan next year. But if you have any other questions about what's going on in your garden, you can always go to the OSU website and look it up there and have your questions answered. So go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to that website. Well, thanks. We've had a great year.
See you next year.
Yes. Well, we are talking about an interesting project today. I'm with Heidi, who's actually the founder of the Bloom Project. And can you kind of give us some history of this?
Sure. The Bloom Project started in 2007 out of a garage in Bend, Oregon, and a few flowers, a few friends, all with the common goal of providing flowers for hospice and palliative care patients.
And so really this is a busy morning. Everybody is just making beautiful arrangements with these flowers.
Yes, we are lucky to have the variety that we do. Every season there's something new, and the volunteers just love working with the flowers.
So actually you get donations from florists, and these are all donated flowers. Somebody picks them up. These people work on them, and they just get to be creative?
Yes, they do. We do training sessions with our volunteers. Not everyone comes to us with floral training. So we teach them how to carefully sort through and save only the best, only the freshest flowers. But we're very fortunate to have great floral partners here in the Portland metro area. Everyone from the vendors at the Portland Flower Market to Zupan's Market of Choice, New Seasons, etc. And it's wonderful. It's a weekly donation to us.
And I think so near and dear to our hearts, hospice care is such a wonderful way for people to be cared for, and all those angels that help, and families that need support. And so flowers are really such an integral part to having some lovely things around us at that time.
Absolutely. Yeah, just knowing that a perfect stranger has taken the time to create a beautiful bouquet just to send a little beauty and joy and have the color and the life around us even during that difficult time has made such a huge difference. Not only the patients, but the spouses, the chaplains and the nurses, that it's opening a door for them to be able to better care for their patients.
Oh, it is so nice to have something beautiful around us and to have people that want to help. I mean, you feel so impotent at that time, and so even for strangers to want to help, that is a wonderful project.
Absolutely. We have about 125 volunteers that volunteer in all different capacities, from picking up flowers, helping arrange the flowers, delivering them to our partners, our hospice partners, and then also serving in other leadership positions, community ambassadors and site coordinators. So there's something for everyone, no matter what your talents or your skill sets are.
And you do that in the Portland area and also Bend.
Yes, we do. We started actually in Central Oregon. And it was great because we learned a lot about creating a regional model, because of a lot of our partners are delivering clear out to Madras, Lapine, Prineville, so quite a distance. And that really helped us to learn how to work with something like the Portland metro area. So again, we have about 125 volunteers in Central Oregon and wonderful hospice and floral partners as well.
And so if we want to get involved, we feel like we can help, how can we do that?
You can go to our website to learn about all of the different opportunities. We actually have our application forms online, so it takes about 2 to 3 minutes to apply. And we are always looking for new volunteers to help with the efforts on all different levels.
If you can't physically come and be here, is there another way to help?
Absolutely. We really are looking for our community to come behind us and support us with financial contributions so that we can be here for years to come. We've got a great team. We have a really lean model, and we have some expenses that we could use some help with. So that would be a great way for people to contribute and make an impact of their own.
Well, you know, the Bloom Project is this wonderful project, and so if you have any other questions, please go to gardentime.tv and we'll click you over to their website. Thanks so much. This is
Thank
wonderful.
you for being here today.
So, you know, every year when I go out and buy my poinsettias, I always get home with one and I've got a broken stem. So I went to Al's this year and I got this beautiful one, and I'm just not careful enough because by the time I got home, another stem had broken.
But sometimes that happens. They are a brittle flower. But you can use that poinsettia as a cut flower. You just have to burn the end of the stems to seal it and put it in a vase of water. And there you have it, a poinsettia as a cut flower. Remember to change the water as you would do with any other fresh cut flower.
So if you love poinsettias, but you're like me and you find that you have a few broken ones by the time you get home, how to seal the tips of poinsettia stems, that's our tip of the week.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
They had to take the car, they had to get it open with the jaws of life, take me out on a backboard, took me to a Trauma One center. I absolutely feel like the Subaru saved my life.
Well, we trust Capital. We trust our salesperson here, Jackie.
Jackie's great. I believe that she really cares about us.
She teaches me about the Subaru.
Our way on the Parkway.
If you build it right. Build it to last. Don't just build it for yourself. Build it for the next generation. Build it with Par Lumber. And keep building the Great Northwest.
Par's Design Center showroom is now open in Aloha. It's the perfect one-stop solution for homeowners, builders, or remodelers. Come on in. Our door is open on 185th Avenue in Aloha.
So I am standing with Don Sprague at Garden Gallery Ironworks, and Don, we're going to be talking about the holidays, and you have your hand on something that is a really hot item this year, don't you?
Lanterns are really, really popular this year, and they've drawn a lot of attention.
Well, one of the things I noticed when we came here today was you've done so much with decorating, and it's not really difficult. So I'm going to put this one together, and tell me about what you can do with lanterns to
You're
make them
going to do this on your own?
I'm going to try, yeah.
Okay, go for it. There's lots of things you can do with lanterns. This is just one of the styles that we offer, and there's probably 30 different ones that we've got here. But you know, you can decorate them for the holidays. You can decorate them for Easter. You can decorate them for Valentine's Day.
Well, and that's what I like about what you've done here is you show all different kinds of things because it is, you know, the Christmas season. You have a lot with holiday stuff in it, but then you can do them really year round.
You can do them any time of the year you like.
And then I like that it's so simple just to take some greens and pop on it, and you really have a beautiful thing to see here.
This is a little piece of garland that we've got, and it's really been popular this year. It's just an easy one to work with, and it fits in so many different places.
Well, and then if you're not wanting the reindeer, it's really simple just to switch things out, and it changes the whole look of it to a whole different thing then.
Now you got the snowman.
And which room are we standing in right now,
Right
Don?
now, William, we're in our brand new farmhouse room, and it's totally decorated with all farmhouse style products.
And it's beautiful stuff. You have a lot of stuff
There's
here.
a lot in there. There's over like 1,000 square feet of farmhouse style in here. There's probably 15 or 20 different decorations going on and little vignettes here and there. So it's been a wonderful product line.
I also noticed a lot of different types of nativity sets. You have those really popping
You know,
this year, don't you?
this year we decided it was a good year to really push to promote the nativity scenes.
Yeah.
And we've got, even some of our nativities are life size.
Yeah, they are very large.
And you know, and they are all, the majority of them are all approved for outdoor here in Oregon.
Nice. And then I want to go to a different place real quick and talk about wreaths, because you have got some beauties and a great way to get them to your house, don't you?
Our wreaths are incredible.
They are. So
yes.
let's walk over there and take a look at those. Okay, Don. Now, these are stunning. These are really beautiful wreaths. These are the ones that you guys are making, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that. There's a couple of sizes and different styles. Give me a real quick talk about that.
These are the standard homeowner wreaths. We've got 5 different ones to pick from. And also the one that I think is going to be really good this year will be the farm style wreath.
Beautiful.
And
yeah.
it's just gorgeous. It's got a simple ribbon on it, and it's really been attractive
yeah.
to people. The other thing we're doing this year, because of a lot of the bigger homes, you know, the big double doors
They're
on the
huge.
front, they're looking for a commercial wreath. And we've had a lot of calls about a bigger wreath. So we are offering a larger wreath this year.
And all of these, which I love this idea, they can come to the store, fill out an order form,
yes.
and they'll be shipped directly to the house or the business they want them shipped to,
yes.
right?
We're even having a lot of local people who are wanting just to order them and
nice.
have us ship them right direct to them.
So much easier.
Yep.
Now, today is the big festival for you guys. Tell me what's going on.
Today's our big holiday open house, and we're going to be taking wreath orders. We've got a 20% discount on all
wow.
products. We've got a great cranberry cocktail that we're going to be serving. We're just introducing it. It is really, really good. And we're going to have some finger foods and things like that to go along with it.
And it's always, every event here is always fun, so I'm sure it's going to be a blast. Now, for more information on this wonderful event today, on how you can order the wreaths online even eventually in just a little while, right? You can order them online.
Yep.
So you can get all kinds of fun and information. Bring out the family, have a great time. Go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website for all the information. Thank you so much, Don. So I'm standing next to James of 30 Seconds Cleaners, and now, James, we have talked with you about this product, which I absolutely love, right?
Correct. That's the 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner, the original staple that's been in the Northwest since 1977.
And I love the way it works. I've used it at home and at a place where I work outside of Garden Time here. So I want to know, though, about this new product you have.
Right. So this new product we've had for quite a long time. It's just been our best kept secret, and it's a fall type product. You apply this, you spray it on roofs, pathways, brickwork, all those large surface areas. And you just, like the name says, you literally spray and walk away.
Really?
So it dies over time. It doesn't give the instant results that you get with the outdoor cleaner. And this one works over time, and you get a lot of commercial folks use it for those large surface areas.
So then, what are some of the restrictions? How do I have to put it on when it's dry? When it rains, how long do I have to wait? All of that stuff.
So yeah, you do spray it on when it's dry.
Okay.
So the organic matter, the mold and the moss and the lichen will absorb it, and
Sure.
it will kill it. And you literally don't hose it off or anything. You just let it die over time.
Nice.
So Mother Nature takes care of it, and it erodes with the weather and will just wash off on its own over coming weeks and months. So
and how
great
long
in
would
the
you have
fall.
to do it again? How long can you wait between appliances?
You just spray it once and then you're done.
Wow,
Once and you're
nice.
done. And yeah, it'll keep them clean. So it becomes more of a maintenance style product. So once a year you apply it, and you don't have to reapply it unless it's extremely heavy growth.
And I love the way that would be convenient, especially for roofs, because I'm not a fan of heights. I don't
Yes,
like to be
me
climbing
neither.
up there and
Yeah.
walking around, so
Yeah.
that would be great for that. And you've even done some right here in your neighborhood on like a sidewalk and driveways and
Yes,
stuff.
oh no, we have, yeah, and we've done the entrance to the subdivision walls, and
Really?
people have always been
Nice.
amazed, and it just stays clean, and nobody knows why.
And so will this be a product that people, where they find out where to buy this, they can also get that as well?
Mostly, yes. It's carried out in Home Depot, and Sherwin-Williams have it on the shelf.
Nice.
And the local Ace hardware stores carry it as well. They can get it at their local Ace or True Value, or they'll bring it in for you if they don't have it on the shelf, but most of them have it on the shelf.
Well, there you have it. You know, I swear, cleaning concrete has never been so easy as since I found these products. It works just amazingly. For more information, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. You can find a place that sells it really close to you. Thank you so much, James. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you, William.
Now's the time. Standard TV and appliance Black Friday deals going on now.
Why wait till the end of the month? Standard is cutting prices right now. Save big on a stainless steel Whirlpool French door refrigerator, only $9.24. Get a Samsung front load washer, now only $4.29. Save 40% on a deluxe stainless steel Whirlpool dishwasher, only $2.99. Plus save up to 64% on a Simmons Beauty Rest Queen mattress, only $3.88.
Hurry! Black Friday deals won't last long. Standard TV and appliance.
So I am standing with Chad at Par Lumber in Albany, and you know, Chad, a lot of us we always think we need more storage, we need more space to put things, and what have you guys done here? This is very clever.
Well, we just took an old ladder that we had lying around. We took some basic green Doug fir, just cheap lumber boards that were fit the right size for the rungs of the ladder, and we made 3 shelves for it.
And you know, you did some work underneath. You had to do like some little fill-ins to balance it because the steps were different. But
Absolutely.
This holds a lot of material, doesn't it?
It sure does. We used a little scrap wood to get the shelves level, and because we move things around in the store a lot, we haven't screwed those shelves down. But if it was a more permanent piece, we'd absolutely screw it down just to make it a little more sturdy.
And because it is a retail location here, you guys used a very tall ladder, but I would assume the theory would work with any size ladder.
Absolutely. Any ladder you can find, and you can use any number of the rungs to make as many shelves as you want.
So this could work inside or out. I could see this being like a bookshelf would be very clever.
Bookshelf, maybe out on the patio for a plant stand.
Nice.
The materials were cheap. We put a basic outdoor wood stain sealer on it, a one-step process, let it dry for a short amount of time, and it was ready to go.
And it would also take paint.
Oh,
too,
absolutely.
If you wanted that.
Absolutely.
Well, one of the things I love about coming out here is you guys really, you do clever stuff. And so right over here, let's walk over to this place. This is your holiday decoration because the ladder reminds me of a Christmas tree, so this was a perfect tie-in. How did you guys come up with these?
Well, we have a lot of pallets from time to time.
Yeah.
And anything we can do to use those up. We've made these completely out of old pallets that we had lying around the yard.
And how did you build them?
Well, just very simple, rough cuts. The pallets are rustic, so the trees can be rustic.
Yeah.
And if you take a look at the back.
Oh, look, that is a pallet because there's that space in pallets. Oh, that's
one
funny.
of the spines we use for the back of the tree. Just made some simple feet for it, and then we rough cut into various shapes and kind of applied them. And it's just, you know, it's not finished, it's whimsical.
It's very, and what I really like too is what is a Christmas tree without presents beneath it? These are just blocks of wood.
They're old scraps of wood, some twisted and split beams that we had outside. We didn't clean them up at all. We just hit them right away with spray paint. We roughed them up, we wiped some of the paint off, and then put ribbon and bows on them, and there's your rustic packages.
And it's a great idea, like if you wanted to do something like this outside, you don't have to worry about them getting wet because they're going to be outside probably anyway and with some construction. That's clever. So for more information on stuff like this, you can always go to gardentime.tv and we will gladly click you over to their website and go to the stores and get some great ideas for yourself. Thank you, Chad.
Absolutely.
We want to thank Garden Gallery Ironworks for letting us hang out today, and don't forget their open house goes on today from 9 to 4, so stop on by and check it out.
And this lantern is because in 2 weeks our last show airs for this season, and I know people are going to need this light to try to look for us. Fortunately, you can go to gardentime.tv and find us there.
And don't forget about our events calendar. It has great events going on through the holidays and next year.
Thanks so much for watching the show today. We'll leave the light on for you.
Garden Time is going to Ireland. Join William and Judy as they tour the Emerald Isle, visiting some outstanding private and public gardens. For more information, go to gardentime.tv and click on the airplane. The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.